Donald Trump. And the elephant in the room is that Donald Trump 100% supports the genocide of the people of Palestine. So what did I do this morning? I made a little video, and you've got it now, so maybe you comment this if you want, I'm not sure. So I made a video directly speaking to people come through and saying, what are you thinking? Well, anyway, it's all in the video. So that's what I did this morning. And I won't get over last night, today, or tomorrow, or the next day. But then I never get over any of the messages. I only go back to about 2008, the first mowing of the guys, or as far as I was concerned. I don't go back beyond the first intifada, which was like a millennium or whatever, because I didn't know anything about it. I was ignorant, ignorant, like Donald Trump is now. Because if Donald Trump was completely ignorant of the entire history, Donald Trump read his, how many all listen to you guys. He wouldn't be able to pursue the policies that he is in our land, i.e. the eradication of indigenous people. So Jared is involved something that build luxury apartments and houses and golf courses. Once they've got rid of whose land it is.
So, Roger, I think the ignorance excuse is not valid. I mean, this genocide has proved everyone that from now on till the end of time, no one can say that they did not know what was going on. People are just worried about the hostages in Israel, and they were justifying the genocide to release the hostages. That's not acceptable. We are all equal, and we all deserve to live equally with the human rights for all. And that's why those who say that they were wrong in Gaza, I don't believe that. People stand with Israel right now because they're racist. I'm sorry, I don't see any justification other than they were racist. And we all know but Donald Trump is a racist, and he's not he knows exactly what's going on in Gaza. And today in the White House said that this attack against the Palestinians in Gaza was coordinated with them.
Sorry.
Yeah, so now some voices, no more than himself, are hoping that Donald Trump will be one day awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Some say that he is bringing about the end of the war in Ukraine, and others say that he is even for the Middle East as a friend for Russia. But given his staunch unwavering support for Israel, not forgetting how he already was in 2018, and how the one who backed Netanyahu, everyone, should this man really be expecting a Nobel Peace Prize? Roger.
Don't waste my fucking breath, please. Obviously, that's a ridiculous question, completely absurd. I don't mean to interrupt the flow of your good journalism. Let's not even go there. Do you know, I have a theory, since you got me up now. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. What I've been wondering for the last few weeks. We all know now that the mask is off Western imperialism finally. At the end of the Second World War, we all stood around on the 10th of December in Paris in 1948, declared universal human rights for everyone, supported Cardiff University, accepted international law and the Geneva Conventions and all of that. All right, well, we now know for absolute certain that a lot of our leaders, when they made that declaration, had their fingers crossed behind their back. They were lying, and they knew they were lying. We now know that for absolute sure because we can see the policies that they are pursuing, and we can see that they have no intention of honouring the idea that all men are created equal and rights. They do not believe that, and they never did. It is no surprise that Winston Churchill, back Winston Churchill said there are beastly people with a beastly religion. Fuck 'em. I don't think he actually used the F-bomb, but he said beastly people with a beastly religion. So we have to understand that that is still there, that those of us like me who are secular, who believe that we have to make decisions to prevent what we will be liable. So we know that. The mask is off. Okay? So that's over. Now, further to that general idea, because of the mask is off, what I'm hoping is that the genocide of the Palestinian people will prove to be the Achilles heel in the monster of the Western hegemony with its mask watch operate. And it's not just the United States of America, it's France and Germany, and the UK and Belgium and the Dutch and the Danish and the Scandinavians, not the Russians yet, and hopefully won't be, but they're all in it together, and they've all said, actually, we didn't need all that. We believe in empire and hegemony, and we believe that the world is a big cake, and it needs to be plundered by Europeans. And if you're brown in the South or in the Middle East or in Asia or anything, you're not like us. We will steal every stick of energy. That is what Israelis, who are mainly from Northern Europe or North America, are doing now to the indigenous population of the Holy Land of Palestine, of that country place that they're doing. That is what Donald Trump is applauding. That is what was happening last night when 400 of my brothers and sisters were slaughtered in cold blood by the Israeli scum and evil racist, apartheid, insane religious cult. They are. Everybody can see that they make it's in the Torah, or it's in some holy writ. God gave us this, so on them. They're animals, they're cockroaches, they're rats, man. Yes, that's why, just like the Jews in Warsaw, yes. Why not? much power that they could rewrite the laws of the United States so that they could commit crimes like the arrest of the young man. We were just talking about this now. Was married to an American citizen, and who's pregnant, and who has a green card, and who has absolute legal right to be in North America and in the United States, and to say whatever he believes in his heart. They're saying, no, you can't. And neither can I, neither can Omar, neither can Roger Waters. We're going to destroy them all. Just like we're going to destroy his democracy. Achilles was dipped in the States by detective she had her thumb on his knee, so it left a tiny hole. That's where he was hit by the arrow, and it brought him down. He went from being this all-powerful figure to being Catholic because he had this hole in his armor. Well, the hole in Trump's armor and the hole in the Israeli lobby's armor is their evil. The fact that they're so undeniable and appalling evil made me realize that they made the way they made because of their wisdom, because the people who will realize this is what I will realize that they're all Homo sapiens, and that all, even the Israelis, are their brothers and sisters. But we'll have to treat them like brothers, so we don't drop 2,000-pound bombs on multi-story
Butcher, that was very, very powerful. Thank you very much for your voice. Thank you for delivering support for all the Christians around the world. It was a pleasure speaking to you today.
and to you, sir.
If you enjoyed this analysis, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting us by donating as little as £1 per month by heading to palestineunited.com/support.
Well, what else shall we live track? Soil microscopy of the soil. Someone wealthy will relocate you. Someone wealthy. Well, the last we saw him, he was going out to feed his chickens, and the next thing we think what we saw was him being taken up in a hot air balloon. Yes. What are we gonna go? Red light versus infrared. Someone has been warned before touching you. Well, that's good. Stay off my grass. You're coming at me with those big glasses. Big Mama coming at me with them big glasses. Matt Powers, regenerative soil and permaculture. 40 watts. Oh, wait a minute. That's live? I'm not live, but we can catch something live.
And
online course. It starts March 31st.
Mhm.
It's 20 weeks. It's in-depth. It's weekly live, online, Q&A, and classes with video. So you're gonna start the week, you're gonna get a series of videos, you're gonna watch those videos, and then you're gonna react, you're gonna answer your questions.
I think we'll go elsewhere. Let's go elsewhere for now. Chaos in Romania. Trying to fail the will. You are both meant to be. All right. Chaos in Romania, home of Vlad the Impaler. We're going straight to the biscuit.
What did he do? Is he disrespecting me? Who are you with?
You talking to me? Sid Dithers in Taxi Driver.
Go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
talking to me?
This is
You-
my video.
I know you're talking to someone.
Dave,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
to you from
Maybe you're talking to me.
talk about some news. And let's
Oh.
start things off with the rejection of Călin Georgescu's candidacy for president of Romania.
I think you're talking to
He has 24 hours to appeal this decision. My guess would be that his appeal will also be rejected. The elections are scheduled for May the 5th. The second go at elections in Romania are scheduled for May the 5th because the original elections saw Georgescu making it to the second round and on track to become president of Romania. And that's when we got the Russian meddling in Chinese-owned TikTok narrative, which would cancel or annul the second round of elections in Romania. Romanian media then investigated this claim of Russian TikTok meddling, and they found out that this was false. It was all fake. And actually, the election meddling in TikTok was actually done by the ruling P&L party, the Liberal Party of Johannes, who was the
Liberal
previous
Party of
president.
Canada presents.
His party was actually meddling in TikTok.
It's
They
raining.
were allegedly working with a social media company called
Golden streams down your back. It's raining.
a TikTok meddling. But the Russian meddling in Chinese-owned TikTok was proven to be fake and false, but we don't want to talk about that anymore. We have fast-forwarded to Georgescu being arrested last week and detained for 6 hours as he was about to submit his candidacy for president, and the other day he was finally allowed to submit his candidacy for president. And the election bureau of Romania, they must have gotten a call from someone somewhere in Brussels. I don't know who called them, but someone called them and said, "We've got rules. You will not allow Georgescu to run for president, because if he runs for president, if he's allowed to run for president, he is going to freaking win, and we cannot allow him to win, because Romania is too important of a country for the EU geopolitical project." That is the call. that-
Where else are you going to get your romaine lettuce?
Judges received. That would be my guess, at least, of what happened, of what we actually do have a lot of reports, credible reports, which are saying that the first elections were canceled on those allegations and those reports. But yeah,
rejected without any reason or the papers or the full order. They just said they took it through their conscience. Now, there are 5 judges there. One of them voted against it, and 5 representatives of the parties that are actually in power. The 4 votes for Mr. Cortez were from our side of the opposition. We live in a dictatorship. Please help us. Please be on our side to restore democracy in Romania.
What crime, what embarrassment, what injustice Romanians believed that they had democracy. The illusion of democracy. All of Europe, all of the European Union believes that they have some sort of a democracy, member states of the EU. It's an illusion of democracy. Candidates are usually pre-approved and selected, and if anyone slips through the cracks, like with Giorgia Meloni, then the European Union makes sure that they bring that arsenal back in line with the EU geopolitical project and the EU ideology. You do have people like Orbán and Fico who have slipped through the cracks and are proving to be a big enemy for the European Union from the democrats in Brussels, and there was no way that they were going to risk an Orbán or Fico type in Romania. Romania is too important a piece on the geopolitical chessboard to have an Orbán or Fico type of president. You have a big NATO base being built in Romania. This location, geography is way too important for globalists. It's playing a big part in the conflict with Russia and Project Ukraine. So I expect the Romanian officials, I expect the European Union to do whatever they need to do to make sure that Georgescu is not allowed to run for president. So we will wait to see what the appeals decision is going to be, and then we will see what happens in the meeting. The appeal for Georgescu is rejected. I believe he hasn't filed that appeal yet, but he does have 24 hours to do so. We do have Romanian officials who are party members, members of political parties in Romania who support Georgescu. They are appealing to the United States for some sort of trouble. But I'm not saying that this is what the United States can do in this situation, or if they want to do anything in this situation. So that's the update from Romania. Let's now talk about Sudzha and Kursk. Yesterday in my video update, I mentioned the pipeline story. And I wasn't sure if this was actually true. But it is true. It did happen. Russian forces did indeed travel 12 kilometers, my God, 12 kilometers through a gas pipeline, and they ended up behind Ukraine lines in Sudzha, and this caused a whole bunch of panic in the Ukraine military in Sudzha, in Kursk, and then a rout and a collapse ensued. An amazing operation from the Russian military, an absolutely amazing freaking operation from the Russian military. I don't know what to say. 12 kilometers through a gas pipeline, which was a gas pipeline shut down by Zelensky. This was the gas pipeline, or part of the gas network.
They crawled through a pipeline for 12 kilometers?
Shut down at the end of 2000.
Did they have like lazy Susans and dollies and things?
The
Creepers,
So
as they're
remember
called.
that story, and Putin was very upset.
Mechanic
The European
jargon.
Union had told Zelensky to shut down the gas that was being provided to Slovakia, and so they shut down the gas. Pipeline was empty. By the way, Russia is now hitting the gas pipelines because the transit has stopped on the orders of the European Union of Zelensky, and then they used this empty gas pipeline to make their way
Roll.
to Suza, get behind enemy lines,
We're rolling bowling balls down empty pipelines. Wow, wow.
and accelerate the collapse of the Ukrainian military institutions. This morning, there's news that the Russian military has captured an additional 8 villages in and around Kursk and around the Suza area. What an amazing operation! I can't say it enough. What an amazing freaking operation from the Russian military. Unbelievable, man. Unfreaking believable. If you're looking like the West, if you're briefing Trump on what's happening in Kursk, if you're giving him these briefings on Tulsi Gabbard, I imagine Tulsi Gabbard is the one that's giving him these briefings, and you brief him on what happened in Kursk, if I was Trump administration, I would say we got to get out of this freaking war tomorrow. Enough of this proxy war, enough of our involvement fighting Russia. We got to get out of this. Because this operation shows you the determination of the Russian military. The Russian military will not be defeated. That's what this operation shows me. They will not be defeated. They will do whatever they have to do, even if it means crawling through 12 kilometers of a gas pipeline in order to defeat Ukraine. They will do it. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they did. And it worked. And this is not the first time that they've done this. They did this another 1 or 2 times as well. In different areas of the front lines, I believe it. Out of nowhere, I forgot where they did this. I want to say in the Chasov Yar area or the Avdiivka area. I could be wrong about that, but it's not the first time that Russian military has used the pipelines to defeat the Ukrainian military. An incredible operation. The supporters of the Zelensky Julia posted the last 24 hours have shown why we should blow up all Russian pipelines immediately. Russia is using the tubes to send soldiers and weapons to the West, not figuratively, but literally. A military coup, it must be admitted. A military coup, it must be admitted. An admission that this was an incredible operation from the Russian military. This operation is going to go down in history. Incredible. And the Zelensky supporters are freaking out. They are absolutely in a panic.
They're like a bunch of blue bananas.
The interesting part about is that calls for blowing up the pipelines, but he doesn't mention that it was the EU, NATO, and Zelensky's decisions about the gas transiting these pipelines that led to this operation, that allowed this operation even to be possible. Good job, Zelensky. Good job, NATO, UK, commanders. Good freaking job. By forcing Ukraine, telling Ukraine to stop the gas transit through these pipelines. Bravo. Bravo. So what's happening in Kursk right now is the collapse of Kursk is accelerating because of this operation. And you have one big cauldron in Kursk and in Suza, and the Ukraine military are trying to retreat on foot from this encirclement in Suza, because from what I understand, the main roads have either been completely cut off or they're about to be cut off. Russian military, but you also have in Kursk, you have a lot of smaller cauldrons as well, which have been formed, small pockets which are serving the Ukraine military for travel. And they're either surrendering or they're fighting for their annihilation. They need to surrender. The Ukraine military, the Syrsky command, they need to, I don't know, they need to get the message out to their situation in Kursk for the Ukraine military, a heroic victory for the Russian military, and it's going to be a massive thing for the Clement West and for the Alexei regime. And I made a prediction a week ago. I gave it about 20-25% chance that when Kursk falls, when Russia expels Ukraine from Kursk, and the whole Kursk narrative is falling apart, that we're going to see the end of the Green Goblin. Will my prediction made by people we're going to have to go real old? We'll see. Zelensky's position does not look good. Does not look good at all. Simplicius, the thinker, on his latest blog post, his latest Substack post, said that in 24 hours, I hope I get this right, he said that in 24 hours after the Russian military moving through the pipeline, that the Ukraine military has lost up to 30%, 24 hours of territory that they were operation after that, 30% of the territory just completely collapsed that they were holding in Kursk. So Trump was giving an interview to Fox News to Maria Bakarova. My apologies there. My last name is not easy either. But he was giving an interview to Maria Bakarova, and then he was on Air Force One. And he was asked some questions about Project Ukraine. So to Fox News, he said that Zelensky took money from Biden and not the first time that he has made this comment. And he also admitted that Ukraine may possibly lose, even with U.S. support, U.S. money and weapons. That Ukraine is still might not win or still might not exist. I forgot exactly what Trump said. He said they may not win or they may not exist anymore. He said something along those lines. A very interesting admission from Trump. But when he was on Air Force One, he was asked about the pause in intel sharing, and he actually said that the pause was to be lifted. Tomorrow we have, tomorrow's the 11th, yeah, we have the meeting between Rubio, Waltz, and Witkoff in Saudi Arabia with the Mike. These guys, Zelensky will not be there. What does that tell you about Zelensky's position? He's been barred from attending this meeting. But that's not going to take place tomorrow, and NBC News is reporting that the Trump White House, they want Yermak accepted the ceding of territory means, according to the NBC News reports. But the mineral deal is not going to be enough for the Trump White House. They want the mineral deal plus Denmark agreeing to giving up territory and entering peace negotiations with Russia. What Ukraine is going to propose, according to reports, a ceasefire, a no-fly zone, basically not what the plan. I talked about this last week. A no-fly zone, nothing going on in Palestine, nothing going on in the air, stopping long-range missile strikes, stopping strikes on energy infrastructure. That's what they're going to propose to the United States. And once you get a ceasefire, that's when the UK enter Ukraine. That's what Yermak is going to propose to the U.S. officials tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. We'll see how all of this unfolds. But what was I saying about Trump? Yeah, Trump was asked about the cars and intelligence sharing. He said that if things go well tomorrow, that looks like they actually said that the data on positive signals that they're getting for the meeting in Saudi Arabia tomorrow. Trump says U.S. just about lifted pause on intelligence sharing with Ukraine. Just about half said when asked if he would consider lifting the pause on intelligence sharing with Ukraine. Trump expressed optimism about the upcoming discussion with Saudi Arabia. We're making progress taking this, I believe, this week, he said. According to NBC News, Trump reported the constant agreement signed, but also seems to change the West's approach to negotiations, specifically including this, making concessions to transfer territory to Russia. Regarding the mineral report, which would give the U.S. access to certain mineral resources in Ukraine from claims they will not big negotiations that are going to take place tomorrow. Negotiations without the Green Goblin. Present will be the Green Goblin's entertainment lawyer, Andrei Yermak.
The Green Goblin. Oh no.
So Elon Musk got meeting with a pause in intel sharing and a lift. Pause in intel sharing. Musk got into it on X with the man was very happy that Nord Stream was blown up and thanked the United States of America for the blowing up of Nord Stream. That's Sikorsky, the foreign minister of Poland, very high level neocon, man who was at Maidan, at the Maidan coup in 2014. Musk, he posted yesterday on X that if Starlink can be shut down, the Ukraine military would collapse. The entire front line for Ukraine would collapse if they turned Starlink off. That's what he posted yesterday. I talked about this in the update. Yesterday, Sikorsky, he replied to us saying Starlinks for Ukraine are paid for by the Polish digitization ministry at a cost of about $50 million per year. Ethics accrediting the victim of Russian parts. to a certain extent, but I don't believe it makes that much of a difference for Ukraine. To me, I've always seen it as more of an inconvenience for the Ukraine military than as something that makes a big difference to what's actually happening on the ground, because it's information obtained elsewhere. The UK and the EU can provide honestly. Yes, whatever.
That's enough of that, I guess. And why you swing this around here? How do I reverse the camera? Well, that's not out. And then I guess we'll have to go on the basis of that then. On the basis of that, then. On the basis of that. Heavy stuff, man, boys and girls. And I have some thoughts. Some of them might even be right. So soundtracked. Couple things. And those things would be heavy things. There's so much on people's minds. There are so many bells and whistles and shiny things that distract, detract, otherwise misalign, all for the sake of Operation Orson Welles. So, on the list of laundry items, are many. In terms of consequence, in terms of prioritization, in terms of those things which are generally at the head of the line. While it's there, we all look elsewhere, or many. And they are looking for their lifeline. Some tangible thing for which they can lip a wrist around, hold on to, grab their loved ones. What do we do when everyone around us are losing their minds? May cool heads prevail. If what the last 4 years was categorized as willfully inept, utter lack of creativity, almost like bad English in an operation manual, to basically read backwards. And so long as there's a penchant or a simple self-interest and molding the terms by which you can sort of make sense of or cope with or otherwise, well, stay in denial the truth is going to bite everyone in the ass. Because when it comes to the truth, really, that's just its style. And I don't think anyone needs to be holding an iron in a lightning storm. As if to say, pick me. That doesn't end well. Maybe some of you all have factored for that. But again, I refer to the last 4 years. Yeah. The benefit of the doubt. Where there's doubt, who benefits? I mean, if the last 4 years say anything, all you sons of bitches should take a bow. For how long you've kept it up until now. You're crooked, you're liars, you're completely inept. You're a menace. You're a fucking menace. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm just one guy. I am. Fighting a bug all week. And it's finally on its way out. Flipping it over, and we're stopping right about now.